Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we will study about glycolysis process. Glycolysis is basically defined as the process of partial oxidation of glucose to form two molecules of pyruvic acid. It is known as partial oxidation because glycolysis basically doesn't use oxygen, and it forms two molecules of pyruvic acid. And as you know, this pyruvic acid is used to convert into acetyl CoA through oxidative phosphorylation, and this acetyl CoA is used in Krebs cycle. This acetyl CoA enters the Krebs cycle, and during the Krebs cycle ATP, NADH and FADH2 molecules are produced, which contains energy or ATP inside it, and this can only be taken out through the electron transport chain. And in this way the respiration system works briefly in the organisms, and through the etc we can obtain ATP or energy. So now coming back to the glycolysis is important in organisms because it produces the pyruvic acid, which is a precursor for acetyl CoA. And due to this pyruvic acid, acetyl CoA is formed, and this acetyl CoA further then enters the Krebs cycle and helps in respiration in organisms. That's why it is very important to study glycolysis. Glycolysis, the first step is the conversion of glucose to glucose 6 phosphate with the help of hexokinase enzyme. And in this process, one molecule of ATP is utilized and ATP is converted to ADP. Now the glucose 6 phosphate is again converted to fructose 6 phosphate. Now the fructose 6 phosphate gets phosphorylated, means there is addition of one more phosphate group in fructose 6 phosphate, and gets converted to fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Bisphosphate means there is presence of two phosphate groups, and this occurs due to the presence of phosphofructokinase. Means phosphofructokinase enzyme helps in the conversion of fructose 6 phosphate to fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. And during this process, one ATP molecule is also utilized and ATP gets converted into ADP. The next step, the fructose 1,6 bisphosphate gets split up into glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate with the help of an enzyme aldolase. Now fructose 1,6 bisphosphate was a 6 carbon containing molecule. Now because it gets split up into two compounds, this first compound glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate is 3 carbon containing, and dihydroxyacetone phosphate, the second compound, is also 3 carbon containing compound. So this fructose 1,6 bisphosphate gets split up into two 3 carbon containing compounds. All of these steps from the beginning, from glucose to the formation of glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate, all of these steps comes under energy consumption phase, or also known as the activation phase. This is known as the energy consumption phase because, as you can see, two molecules of ATP are utilized in conversion of these molecules. In the next step, the glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate gets converted into 1,3 bis phosphoglyceric acid by the help of this enzyme diphosphoglyceraldehyde dehydrogenase. Here, two molecules of 1,3 bis phosphoglyceric acid will be formed. Two molecules will be formed because one molecule of 1,3 bisphosphoglyceric acid will be formed through glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. And as we know that when the fructose 1,6 bisphosphate got splitted into glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate, these are two different molecules. Now the dihydroxyacetone phosphate will again get converted into glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate, and there will be this equilibrium present in between these two molecules, that the glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate get converted into dihydroxyacetone phosphate, and dihydroxyacetone phosphate will also get converted into glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. So one molecule will be formed through the original glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate, and the other second molecule will be formed because of the conversion of dihydroxyacetone phosphate into glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. During this process, two molecules of NAD plus will get reduced into NADH2 molecules into 3 phosphoglyceric acid and 2 molecules of this 3-phosphoglyceric acid will be produced because there are 2 molecules of 1,3-bis-phosphoglyceric acid already present. And from here, the 3-phosphoglyceric acid will get converted into 2-phosphoglycerate or 2-phosphoglyceric acid. And the enzyme responsible for this will be known as phosphoglyceromutase. So phosphoglyceromutase will help in the conversion of 3-phosphoglyceric acid to 2-phosphoglycerate. In the next step, from 2-phosphoglycerate, it gets converted into phosphoenol pyruvate with the help of the enzyme enolase. And from phosphoenol pyruvate, the last step is the conversion of phosphoenol pyruvate to pyruvic acid or pyruvate. And the enzyme responsible in this reaction is pyruvate kinase. So the last step is the production of pyruvic acid, as I have told you earlier. Now, as the pyruvic acid is produced, this glycolysis cycle ends. During this conversion, 2 molecules of ATP is also produced from 2 molecules of ADP. And in the above step as well, when 1,3-bisphosphoglyceric acid gets converted to 3-phosphoglyceric acid, 2 molecules of ATP is also produced in this step as well. So this all of these steps which comes from 1,3-bisphosphoglyceric acid to the pyruvate acid, when pyruvate acid is produced, all of these steps are known as energy producing step. So this phase is known as energy producing phase, and this is the second phase of the glycolysis. I hope you have understood each and every step of the glycolysis process. If you have any doubts, you can always ask them in the comment section.